Nation, welcome to episode 218 of Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. What are you doing, Chris?
I'm turning it so we can catch you.
Okay, so thank you. Actually, that worked. So we've got two people. Monica's not new, but Paola's new. First of all, explain, Monica, how you got her interested in research. Because now she's going to do this for a career, right?
Right.
It's a good topic.
I got very interested because they hear me talking about research with passion. That's it.
What do you mean by this? By with passion? What do you say? What do you actually tell them? What do you tell these people?
I was asked this question earlier today. Why is this person asking?
Yeah, you were asked that.
Okay.
What does that even mean?
Well, when somebody asks you what you do for a living, then you tell them what you do for a living. And plus, research is interesting. Just the topic is very interesting for everybody, and everybody thinks it's just,
Do you think so?
I mean, sure, when you initially get into it, absolutely.
Yeah, everybody thinks, wow, that's fascinating, and then...
Do you still find it fascinating?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I think the, like what we're doing with the biotech startup,
that's interesting.
Interesting.
Because it's new.
Because it's new, but it's also more closer related to the, I guess...
The source.
Yeah. Because when you're a research
Origination.
clinic, that's one of the myths, is that when you open a research site that you're going to be like innovating and doing all this cool stuff. You're really not. You're just following recipes.
But in reality, research is like that. It's just following recipes and then following protocols. And in any end, the thing is, for me, I see a different point, because I see it as you're participating in something that is going to have a big impact in different people. So you're part of it. No? If without us, without our end,
doing your job.
Then without our end, the medication will never, or the treatment will never go in the public.
What do you think about those people who talk about virtual trials and how the pharma will do the studies directly on the patients at home with no sites?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Wishful
can be a very innovative idea, but at the end of the day, if you're not following the actual patient, I don't think it's going to be as accurate, because the patient can say whatever they want. The patient can say whatever they want in reality, so and they can do anything.
I kind of agree with what Monica was saying in terms of, more specifically to the safety side of it, right? Oftentimes patients are not forthcoming with AEs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to
extract.
You have to kind of probe to get that information, right? So
otherwise, they just tell you everything's fine.
Exactly,
and then you don't write down any.
Right, and if you're a patient using this tablet at home, you're gonna do whatever's quickest and easiest for you, right? Yeah, I had a headache, but if I had a headache, now it's gonna take me another 5 minutes to complete this
They
thing.
will tell you whatever.
I'm just gonna say no, right? You're done. So I think it would work from an efficacy standpoint, but I can't see this working from a safety standpoint.
Yeah, me too. Because the patient will tell you whatever you want to hear, or whatever is easier for them.
Yeah.
So
As
no
long as they get what they are looking for, everything else for them doesn't matter.
Of course, the sponsors want this. It saves money.
And time. They argue it saves time.
Time is money. Right?
Yeah.
So it saves money because what is it, $1 million a week or a day to run a trial?
Yeah, $1 million a day
Right.
for one
so
study.
if you can cut off, half as many days as necessary now to do a study, right? That's
But the whole other problem with this is patient recruitment.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
And that's how you started. Tell everybody, you started. How did you start? You didn't just start as a coordinator.
No, I didn't.
Okay, and then we're gonna get into her.
Yeah.
Because we're just duplicating her, what you've done.
Yeah.
And at the end, we gotta do a 5-minute segment in Spanish.
Yeah.
And Chris and I will just sit here. I'll try to speak. So how did you get started?
With patient recruitment,
Okay.
and we all know that patient recruitment is the most challenging part in research, in clinical trials.
Yeah.
So if we already having
What?
that, it is, if you look in the.
Depends.
No, Chris.
It's one or
if you-
two, right, depending.
If you look in the statistics, every single research,
From
the
a,
part that have more
Agreed.
trouble is.
from a site's perspective though, it's also getting studies, right? So it's those two
Okay,
things.
yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
studies and getting the patients.
Anyhow, the thing is, if they are already having trouble with sites, getting them the patients, how are they planning on doing it without having sites? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
sure.
the doctors
Sure.
are the ones that bring the patients, or the staff, the marketing staff or whatever, and if they don't have that outsourced,
Mm-hmm.
then they're going to have to pay more companies to do that. So the money is going to be allocated somewhere else, but they still will have to pay for it.
I agree.
And it's not as effective.
Oh, sure. They sit in their ivory towers and think they can put something on a website,
Yeah.
patients will come and join.
Yeah. And they do think that, and sometimes it works.
It might be true for certain
For
indications.
easy indications.
Right.
Like
Certain
Pfizer did one for overactive bladder, and they got a lot of patients enrolled, but the study, there was some kind of failure.
Yeah, but then they will have another challenge, which is to get the majority of patients that they get through these websites are professional patients. So they're going to have another challenge even bigger than the one they have already. So I honestly think that will not be effective in any way.
You need the doctor.
Not even money-wise. Like,
Won't save them money.
No, because then they will have to allocate the money in marketing. And the
Because they have to
marketing
be
is more
approved of this,
expensive.
you know?
Yeah,
They do.
Yeah. They issued guidance that said it's okay, but,
See, I just can't see why they would do that with the safety perspective.
well, they'll still have a site, but it's like virtual, so like the patients can do a Skype with the PI or with someone like Monica, get their assessment.
So they will have visits still.
Yeah, and then they'll go to a Walgreens to get their meds, or a pharmacy, and then they'll go get a blood draw somewhere, or someone will go to
But what
them.
if it's an IP?
It's pretty much the same thing.
If it's IV,
IP.
IP, yeah, they would like ship it to the house. I think that's how they did it
Oh.
before.
But what you're telling me is they are outsourcing every single service in different areas. So at the end of the day, they are going to have to deal with more,
Vendors.
yeah, and
Even more
then they will have to have more staff within the company to keep everybody, you know,
They're gonna split the information.
I mean, on the track for the protocol. Because then they will have to monitor not just the site, but they will have to monitor the ones that are doing the blood draws, the pharmacies, then, so I think it's just like,
Because at these,
money allocation is going to change, but they are not going to save money.
It works for phase 4. Doesn't work
oh yeah, it
for
works for
anything
phase 4
else.
for
Doesn't work for
sure.
anything else.
For sure. I think phase 4 can be replaced by
Yeah.
this.
Yes, I
Easily.
would agree.
Although you
You don't
still,
have an approved drug on market, right?
yeah, but you still have to figure out the recruitment side, and ads are not as effective as a doctor telling you
Sure.
you should do it.
Sure.
Your doctor telling you you should
Sure.
do it. So that's still going to be a challenge, but they're getting better at online recruiting. Like the technology, but it's also getting more expensive too. Because as it gets better, like Facebook is getting more expensive. Because it's better now at targeting.
Yeah, but like I said, you can get a lot of professional patients. Most of the patients that we got through the websites, like through this
Central ad campaign?
platforms or whatever,
Yeah.
most of them, professionals, patients.
What do you mean by professional patient? I know,
The
but tell the people.
people that go from a study to study, like they live doing research. So they apply in different facilities doing the same thing.
I'm just fascinated by her purple hair. Go on.
Yeah, you got new hair. Monica's got the new hair feeling good for the people.
So,
Sorry.
it's okay, so, yeah.
Professional patients. Okay. So now you're transitioning from recruiting. You're training her to recruit, right? Actually, I probably have to train her with you to recruit because you're busy now, right? So how's that working? What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm teaching her everything, so she can do whether it is recruitment or the actual study coordinator part.
Everything.
So I think it's
You
better.
get it made for you.
Yeah, so I think
How
it's
do we all get a friend like Monica?
I think it's better because she can be generalist in every single area, and on top of that, when you know more about the research part, she will be better at recruitment
Mm-hmm.
because she has more knowledge.
Is
She can explain people
Your
more.
nails should be purple.
Huh?
purple nail.
Mine.
Recruitment is you said recruitment's the most challenging thing,
Yes,
but how come it's the easiest thing to learn?
because
Like it's entry level. You don't need to know much about research to.
that's where the problem is, because they don't put attention on the recruitment part of recruiters. And actually, when you're working in a company, the recruiter is probably the one that has less how you say that, like
Knowledge?
everybody else, she's just the recruiter, you know?
She's just the recruiter.
Yeah, or he's just the recruiter.
Is that bad?
So yes, because it's just like it's
Have
just
you ever
like,
said
it's
that?
like
Sure,
You have.
probably.
and it's
This is
one
just
of the
the coordinator.
and it's one of the most important
Yeah.
parts, because without patients, obviously,
But it's
nothing
just,
else exists.
it's-
But to recruit is super challenging, because it's just like
The
you have
hardest.
this narrow description of what you're looking for, and then you have to go and look for the patient. And then I think if the recruiter don't have any sort of education about the studies or the research, then to explain this information to somebody is even more difficult. So I think I think when the recruiter knows more in general about the research, about the study that he or she is recruiting for, it will have a greater opportunity to get patients.
Sure. And the just is not meant to be derogatory, right? It's-
Yeah, it is.
No, at least not what I've used it. If a monitor's
Me
looking,
either, but it is.
yes, it's taken that way, but if you have a monitor looking for a PI, somebody comes in the door, then that's just the coordinator, right? Something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but in general, it's not. It's just like that. It's just like put it in.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't think it's intentional.
Putting
right?
it on the Jordan Peterson hierarchy.
Sure,
Yeah.
but it's not intentional.
It's not intentional, but it comes out that way.
Yeah.
No, of course it does.
I never even thought of it till Monica
Neither did
mentioned it.
I.
Yeah, because I got that many times, and I just like I'm just the one that brings patients. Without the patients, you
So
need
now
to
Paola
hire
is
you.
just the recruiter.
No, she's not just. She's not
She's insulting
just.
you, knowing that you're insulting you.
She's not just because I'm teaching her
You're gonna be a
everything.
generalist.
No.
So how does, okay, one more thing. The recruiter, to be a good recruiter, you need to be like outgoing, you need to be social, but some of the
Go-getter.
best, yeah, but some of the best coordinators are actually introvert, shy, attention to detail. So not everyone that's gonna be a good recruiter can be a good coordinator. To be
And not
both,
not
vice
every
versa.
good coordinator is going to be a good coordinator.
right, but how, you can do both. You know, how, what do you need for
I
that?
think I got lucky.
You're special.
It's not luck, you have something.
I don't know.
We need
I
to
think
figure
it's
it out.
I think it's because, I don't know if it's
Or
because
kind of
in our
skills.
culture, we are educated to be educated. So since we are born, we have everything we can, we're just, our told is just that we have to get educated.
Colombia? They're
And
like
then
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then,
You know
and
the
then you
answer
have
to
to
this
be.
question. but go
No,
on.
I
You have to go out and you have to be a go-getter to get what you want.
I have my opinion
So-
of an answer, but I don't know hers.
Sure.
That's what I think. I mean, in our culture, we are educated like that, no?
We're fast learners.
It
Yeah.
comes back to sales, right? You have to have attention to detail, but you have to have some salesmanship as well,
Mhm.
to be
Right.
both.
Right. And not, many can do both. Maybe half.
Probably.
The people here can do both, right?
Attention to detail and salesmanship.
Rosario and Carlos can do both? I think so.
Rosario probably more than Carlos.
She's not a salesman.
Rosario more so the salesperson.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in Colombia we have to be sellers and educated because in order to get a job you have to convince like the whole world
Sure, you have to
that
sell
you're
yourself.
good. Yeah.
Of course.
So it's like we grew up like that.
That's cool. So what do you think so far about research? How long you've been working over there?
Like 1 month and a half.
A month and a half?
Yeah,
What do you think so far?
it's very interesting.
Yeah?
I was working on marketing research, but it's totally different.
Oh yeah, she was doing marketing research.
But it's totally different because it's about the business, but now it's like Monica says, it's people that you are working. So it's, for me, it's, this is,
What do you
More
think?
interesting.
yeah, it's more interesting.
And actually in the marketing, out of the, just in the marketing industry, the most challenging marketing is healthcare. And in healthcare, the most challenging is research.
Yeah?
Yeah,
How do you know?
because I study marketing.
Go figure.
I did both. I did marketing and advertisement.
Because research seems strange to people. You know,
Yeah.
your initial reaction is,
Exactly. It's
let
it's
somebody else do
totally
it.
different. It's totally different animal. It's like when I was, I did marketing and advertisement
Yeah.
like for, in general, kind of, industries. But then when I studied business with a specialization in
Yeah.
healthcare, I learned that in healthcare to do marketing is completely different.
Okay.
And it's actually kind of boring. But in research, is more challenging, but it's not boring.
Okay.
I
So
think it's more exciting.
I was on a BS webinar yesterday. I won't say by who. They compete with us. It was about patient recruitment. They did some kind of poll. I don't know who they're polling. And they said most of the people who join clinical research studies, like patients, their first concern is to give back to other patients like them, which I find it hard to believe. Because in all my experiences, it's always to help themselves first.
Of course.
And that's what it should be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that you're sacrificing yourself for somebody else. That's probably why there's this stigma around research. Because of stuff like that.
I think the stigma around research is about people not having the knowledge about research, and they think that they are being
Experiment.
an experiment, a guinea
Yeah.
pig. So for me, the best way to get people is by educating them, telling them about research and what in reality research means, and
So
why
from
they
your,
should be,
Real
but they should be joining any study. For me, the most attractive thing about participating in research is that not all of the medications or the molecules that are in research or that are being researched are better technology than the medication that is already in the market.
okay, I'm gonna find the article. This is another group. Well, in your experience, what is the main reason why patients join studies?
The main reason,
Yeah.
because they couldn't find anything else in the market that will help them.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah,
That's truthful.
yeah.
Mm.
To begin with, that.
It's not the main
The
reason.
other one, the other one is because they don't have money to pay for treatment, and research is an option for them. And the third one is because they are getting paid to get treated.
I would have your three in reverse, but
This article says they want to help advance medical knowledge as number one. That was 86% of people.
I don't think so.
I think that's something good they can tell themselves. But they're really into it for, and there's nothing wrong, but
No.
the money, or maybe the treatment, like in cancer, sometimes it's to
Yeah.
treat themselves,
Sure.
right? It's always to treat themselves, actually, in cancer. It's not necessarily to,
I'm going out on my white horse, I'm gonna die from this treatment, but I'm gonna see if it works for others.
right, that's not the
No,
purpose.
that is never the reason.
Of course.
But that's what the industry
I
is
have
pushing.
never, that will be the ideal.
See here, it says, when making treatment decisions, 89% of respondents said that opportunity to possibly improve their own health is important. So that I agree with. And then recommended from someone they trust, and receiving compensation. And also they had a good experience in a previous trial.
That's why I like to educate people, because when you educate them, they appreciate that, and you gain rapport with the patient.
Yeah, all these things are important, and it's nice to be able to advance medical knowledge, but the industry is pushing, and I think incorrectly, be a medical hero, help save lives. It's not, you have to cater towards the person's selfish needs, which could be, I need to find something that works for me, or I need to get compensated for my time, something like that, right? I mean, some probably do it.
Why not be truthful?
Right.
One of the
It's like a
strategies.
political spin on it.
Exactly.
One of the strategies that I used in the past was to get to know more about their own condition. Because a lot of people don't know much about their own condition. So when they learn about their own condition, they get more interest in the studies.
Yeah.
And
Perfect example, like we do a study for TD, and people don't even know they had that. And then they see that they do, and then they see something that works.
Well, there's one individual in our trial that really helps him, but he still does it for the money, right? He's aware that it helps him.
yeah, but he said that he doesn't want to stop taking the medication.
Right, but if he weren't paid, 50-50 on
Of
whether he
course.
comes back, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
But
So where does altruism play into his decision?
yeah, I don't know.
Nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's
To help
something good
somebody else?
Yeah.
No.
It's a good like number 2 or 3.
Well, like 6 or 7.
I will say that only works for Alzheimer's.
Not even there.
Because they think about their
Maybe the
kids or
caregiver.
whatever.
Maybe the caregiver.
Yeah.
But in Alzheimer's, the patient doesn't even know they're in the study.
No, but when they are in the beginning stages of
With
Alzheimer's.
the mild.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they actually said that they would like to collaborate because they are thinking about their children.
Yeah, okay.
You know, because it's a condition that
So
goes.
then anything that's genetic, maybe, right? Which is most everything.
That he do that
Yeah.
also
For
for
the
help
family.
of the people.
Yeah, but that's not in the
Right.
past
In the past.
because this patient learned about research and how it works and what is the meaning of it.
And now he
And
knows.
now he feels he's part of something bigger.
Well, that's
But
okay
not
to feel
before.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's after he's been part of the
Exactly.
study for longer, not
Exactly.
enough.
And the article ends with 95% of patients who have a good experience in a study would do one again or recommend it.
I agree.
So that's the main thing that the
I
industry
agree,
should
I
focus on.
agree. But to me, the main thing to get people is to educate them.
Yep. All right. What about Spanish? Latino community.
Same thing.
It's growing huge.
Yeah, it's the same
Spanish
thing.
speakers.
Because it's a taboo. Research is a taboo in every single culture, especially in ours. But
Why?
the difference, because the education, people don't know about it. They just think as soon as they
It's an
hear
experiment.
research, they think they are an experiment. And unfortunately, California Bill of Rights enforce that because it says you're part of an experiment. Blah 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 blah
You
blah.
love California.
So it's even more,
Yeah.
yeah. So they feel that they're being part. I mean, that they're experiment, a subject of experiment.
So what do you want to do after you get good at recruiting? Coordinator? CRA? You want to be a CRA?
Yeah,
Just like
Coordinator.
Jackie.
like Jackie's.
Jackie influence.
Yeah, Jackie's on her way to be
all
almost
my
a CRA.
family and friends are going to end up
Yeah.
working in this.
That's good.
Colombia's in Nigeria.
Columbia, yeah.
We're
Bring them all
Nigeria.
up.
I know.
So, last minute, we'll leave. Say something in Spanish about research to anyone
Wait,
watching.
before you do, so people like the banter, I just want to for those that just listen to audio, Monica's hair is not purple, it just has purple highlights. Okay, now continue.
It's actually hot pink.
Well, it looks purple.
Yeah. Well, when I wash it, it's going to.
So the men will see.
Yeah.
It's not like bright purple or anything.
No.
I just didn't want to mislead. Okay, go ahead.
It's video.
Yeah, you got audio only.
Yeah. The audio only is gonna be interesting. Alright, Spanish. 1 minute.
So what do you
You
want
guys-
me to say in Spanish?
guys talk-
About research?
Pretend like she's a patient and you're recruiting her. Or no, you recruit her. You're the recruiter
No,
now.
you know, you have the experience.
I don't know, say anything. We have to appease the Latino audience.
Bueno, pues participar en research no es tan loco como la gente cree, no estamos
Yeah,
siendo
some
objeto
seconds.
de
No
investigación,
clue after that.
no estamos siendo
I understand all of it.
ratones de laboratorio, al contrario estamos obteniendo la tecnología de punta en cualquier tipo de tratamiento, ya sean equipos médicos o sea medicamento, porque la investigación está más avanzada que lo que está ya en el mercado. Si no, entonces no tendría sentido
It's more
que
advanced
estuvieran
than it is on the
haciendo
market.
investigación.
The drugs.
Así que los invito a educarse más y a saber más de research, porque es una oportunidad para todos y además porque si hay más diversidad, tenemos más oportunidad que el medicamento trabaje en nuestra
Exacto.
comunidad.
Excellent.
Sure.
We agree, 100% agree with you.
I was actually mentioning diversity, how important it is.
Yeah, I know. So you gonna recruit here? Are they gonna do Spanish here? Did you talk to them?
Yeah, but
Yes.
they don't have the.
Some of it, but if she gets patient, then they will just ask if they have this stuff
Oh,
in
okay.
Spanish.
Alright, very good. Thank you. Anything else? No? Closing thoughts? No? Nothing? That's it.
Talk down.
Okay. Thank you everybody. Take care.